Action! Boo. Ha ha, guess who's still alive? Guess who's still alive? All right, here's our video. This is me. I'm Nolan Sousley.
I'm Amber Kidwell.
Heidi Rail.
And we're going to talk to you about, we're going to tell you what ended up happening last night and just talk about things. Here we go.
All right, guys, I want to give everybody
Can
kind of a
everybody hear me? Make sure that.
Get a quick summary really quick and let you guys know.
Emmy, can you hear it?
All right. Okay, here we go. So, I want to give everybody, if you're new to the page, a quick summary really quick. Last year, Nolan was diagnosed around Memorial Day with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. It had metastasized to his liver, lots of doctors. We finally found a doctor we loved, and in that search, we were told to look up CBD oil, which got us into that search. So, been doing treatments. We just found out treatments weren't really working, and then all of a sudden last week we found ourselves in the ER twice last week. Couldn't figure out what was causing fevers and night sweats. Then he did fine, and then Tuesday fevers got back, and we spent 3 days in the hospital. And last night, as most of you saw, a security officer came into the room, said he could smell marijuana, asked us if we'd been smoking it. We said no, wasn't. And so the next thing we know, the cops are being called to come check us because we're not doing what they want us to do. Cops show up, and then it kind of starts of everybody wanting to search our bags, yelling kind of thing. We finally got everybody kind of calmed down. You guys saw the video, and we asked one officer, Painter was the only one we asked to be in the room. We got everybody else out, and he looked in Nolan's last bag, found nothing. So,
I'll remember.
Yeah. So that is the quick kind of sum up on that. What do you want to add on that real quick?
I'll tell mine later.
Okay.
Just how much I appreciate it's gone viral, and that's exactly what we needed to happen. I'm not gonna sit here and on this couch and just die. I'm gonna stand up for something, and by God, this is what I think I was put here to do. That's what I was here to stand up for. And my big thing was everybody always says, we'll do anything. I would too. I'd do it too. I'd do anything to stay alive. Everybody says it, but nobody does it. Nobody does anything about it. Well, Nolan Sousley, 5'7", 135 pounds, welterweight. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to say something. Why can't I do what I want to do? That's all. I mean, why can't I? It's my choice. It's enough on the fighting about it.
Right, and the bigger picture is, terminally ill patients or, people with an illness to be able to have the right to choose how they want to save their life. There is the deathbed laws, where legal right to seek treatment outside of normal legal options. Where is our options? Where do we have the right to choose? And that kind of brings us into Heidi and Heidi's story, and we want to bring Heidi in and share her story because it's a remarkable story, though, too, in a fight that you're fighting, So tell them, about your boy.
My little guy's name is Aiden. He is 9 years old. He was not supposed to make it to 2. We were told we would be very blessed if he lived to be 2. He would never read, write, walk, or talk. Well, Aiden gets around just fine without walking the normal way, and reading and writing is overrated.
Yeah, I agree.
So he started having seizures, looking back now, right after delivery. Our first big seizure, he was 2 days shy of 3 months. It lasted 4 hours, and that's just kind of how his life progressed, were hour-long seizures. A seizure that lasts for 5 minutes is a 20% higher chance of death. We tried every pharmaceutical, brain implants, special diets, and nothing worked. We started our fight for CBD oil with a video that went viral about 5 years ago of Aiden having a seizure. In the beginning, it came with a lot of really negative backlash. People 5 years ago were substantially different than today when it comes to cannabis and CBD oil. There was a lot of hatred that came from it. Still is, really. People aren't living the situation every day. They don't understand.
Right.
So we worked hard. We were blessed to speak at the Capitol multiple times. We got CBD oil through, which is available in St. Louis with a red card if you have intractable epilepsy. But it's not enough.
Right.
What's available here is such low ratios. I'm super excited with Amendment 2 passing.
Yeah.
Eager for that to get going. We'll be able to have pure THC oil to stop seizures, to help with anxiety. Aiden was actually supposed to be here today for this video, but his anxiety was triggered by Sissy's basketball game, and it's important that he goes to those things, but it's hard.
Right.
It's hard for him to go all day, or just go even for an hour versus all day. Just have to, no matter what time it is.
But even for you guys, I mean, for him to be able to live, I mean, well, what is a normal life, right?
Can you?
Yes. What is a normal life at all? Huh? Okay, you're welcome. Sorry, now I got off track with
What's
that.
a normal life?
Yes, what is a normal life? But, I mean, if you were able to choose what's best for your son, would it be outside of what a doctor says, or even a doctor helping you along the way?
I'm sorry, baby, but I can't even get off that. I just need to use the phone. Emmy, will you please call Amber's phone?
There you go.
Emmy, please call Amber's phone. Somehow.
But for you to have the right to
Yes.
be able to choose, even with a doctor helping you and helping you look up options outside of what we're told is bad,
Yes.
that is actually good.
It's a God-given plant.
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
It's got a lot of backlash that's unnecessary.
Mhm.
It's a life-saving plant, and I'm not going to go all, I guess, conspiracy theorist on it, but
Right,
we cost the pharmaceutical company a lot of money for every patient that doesn't need their medicine.
right,
So,
right. And pharmaceutical companies make a lot of money out of just, this, and this, that's actually more addictive.
more addictive, highly addictive,
Highly addictive.
and dangerous.
Yes.
It doesn't work.
Right.
And
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, we've said along, nobody knows what they would do until you're put in that
Mhm.
position. But you would try anything to save your loved one's life,
In a
your
heartbeat.
own life.
in a
Yeah.
heartbeat. But it's a thin line.
Yeah.
It's a thin line. There's so many states that we could venture to right now and come back home with medicine, and then we're criminals.
Right.
And then it's your hospital room is getting searched.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it turns into.
Right.
Your home is raided, and they take your kids because you think about trying to save them. And so you fight every legal fight in your state to make it work. And there's so much hatred from people who don't understand why you don't run and go and get it versus fighting the fight, or why you don't move away versus
Right.
staying and fighting. And
Right. And I feel like it should just, everything should be available.
I should
And-
have the choice.
Yeah.
I should-
Did you tell why Aiden wasn't here?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But we should have the right. We should have the right to do what we want for a medication option. As parents, as caretakers, as patients, we should have the right to choose what we feel is best.
Right.
And
And no one's going through this, but you and I are caregivers. And as a caregiver, it's hard because you have this emotion that sometimes just goes, like you show no emotion.
you have to sometimes.
You do, and I said the other day, sometimes I feel like I'm the bitch because I gotta pull it down.
You have to sometimes.
And speak louder, calm everyone down, keep it all together, watch your loved one go through in the seizure or the cancer, and you're trying to just keep it all together for them.
We're the ones who have to tell everybody else it's okay, and then we can cry later in the shower.
Right. Or to work and nobody else
And
can
nobody
see
else
it.
knows. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the truth.
Yeah,
We don't have an option.
we don't. And that.
It's a blessing.
It
I
is a-
wouldn't.
yeah.
I wouldn't change it. I'd
Right.
make it if we could make everybody healthy,
Right,
but I would never give up this role because I didn't want it.
right. I'm a fixer.
That's it.
I am
It's
a
so hard.
fixer, and when he got diagnosed and I couldn't fix this, that hurt.
It's hard.
And then, so you research. I mean, he laughs at me. He's like, I've never seen anybody research like you do.
We
But
have to.
You have to, and you're looking at every option you can for that person. And if it
No one
means-
else is.
No, they're not.
It's us.
They're saying we can't talk about that.
Yeah.
That's the underlining thing right here. We can't talk about that. Why can't we? That's my thing.
I have to plan. I have to know what tomorrow most likely will be.
Right,
And I have to prepare myself for that.
right.
The worst it could be and the best it could be, so that my brain knows what could happen.
Yeah.
And that's hard. A lot of people don't understand that. You know, it's not that I don't think positive. It's
Right.
not that I don't hope and pray tomorrow will be a great day.
Yeah.
But I have to know it might not be. And I have to embrace that. And as much as you can plan and try to prepare your heart and your soul and your emotions for that day,
Mm-hmm.
it's what you have to do.
And you learn to live in a moment.
Every single moment.
I could tell you what I was doing 3 months from now, and now I have learned to live in the
Yeah.
moment. If he wants to go on a trip, or I just say, hey, in 4 days we're leaving for Hawaii, which was
Let's go.
amazing.
Yeah, let's
we're,
go.
We're going
Yeah.
because you need that, or we just gotta live.
We lived for years, every day, like Zayden was dying, Zayden's dying. And then we learned that's a shitty way to live. I mean, it was hell living that way. And I wanted to start living like, you know what? Zayden might be dying. Let's rock it.
Right, but today's living.
But today's alive, and let's have a great time. And, we've stopped doing birthday parties and birthday presents and Christmas presents, and we go on adventures. And we work so hard as a family to make sure that we can go on a birthday trip and a Christmas trip, and we make these memories.
Yes.
And so we have them, right? Because we get one life, and I know I will bury my son. And that's horrible as a parent to know that. But I'm going to love every day and cherish it and do what I can to fight along that way and make it as best as I
Give
can.
him every opportunity
That's it.
to live in. Thank you. We got a coffee.
Dinner is served.
We got us a coffee.
I like this. Oh, it smells good.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
If I come over here every day, will you make me coffee? This is
I will.
great.
I will, I promise. Love making it. I love company.
Yep.
Leo,
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
what are you doing?
He's coming to check out. Hey, everybody, this is Leonidas.
He's so
He's our
cute.
baby. He's missed us for 3 days.
He has the cutest face I've ever seen. But don't touch him. He's learning to be a service dog.
That's right. He is learning to be a service
It's an
dog.
important rule. I wish more people followed it.
Yeah, it really is. And that's the thing. I mean, like the service. You guys have a
We
service
have
dog.
one.
You do everything you can, and I can't stress that enough. I mean, everything that they can. And
Yeah.
I had somebody that sent me the deathbed law. I never even heard of that.
But what
Did
is
you know that?
what does it
Yeah.
even apply to?
How do you determine what that is?
You can't end up in court and you've gone through hell for 6 months before you can fight that's the reason things have
Yeah,
happened. And
happened, and so now nothing makes sense to me. What I mean.
Yo, Adrian. Yo, Adrian. Yo, Adrian. I just ran around.
Sorry. Let's cuddle. We're good.
I just got done running around Philadelphia. What's up? What's happening here? Take my gloves off.
No,
Hi, Leo.
Dad.
hey, no,
What's up, everybody?
no, sit.
I'm
No,
free.
sit.
I'm free. I'm free. I'm free.
I see Daddy's got weird things on his hands.
You gotta.
What?
I'm gonna get up
My stuff?
and I'm gonna let you talk for a minute and take you out.
And you get to finish my espresso.
Okay.
You want one, Ray? Espresso?
They're delicious, and you don't have to worry about sleeping
I make
tonight.
the good ones, man. Look, Leo likes it.
Hello, Leo.
Okay.
Is he a mastiff?
He is a French Mastiff, Daube de Bordeaux is what he actually is, the name. But it's a French Mastiff, and he's only like, what do we figure, 7 months old now?
Yeah.
Or 6?
He reminds me of Hooch.
That's a.
Is he a Hooch?
Yeah. Same,
Okay.
Same brand.
Okay.
You say brand or what do you
Same breed?
Same breed. Same breed. Dude. I gotta find my glasses. You gotta be one-on-one. I can't read my writing. Oh, the first thing I wanted to say, it was not a good ending to the Catalina wine mixer last night. Number one. Catalina wine mixer was going to be epic. Well, one guy commented on my video and he said, you could have at least turned up the music or turned up the volume on the TV for the drum solo at the Catalina wine mixer. I'm like, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Man, this thing's gone crazy today. I'm loving it. I never wanted this. I never wanted to do this. I never pictured this as what my life would be. But the thing is, this is real life. This isn't, hey, I'm going to take a chance. This is real life. I mean, it's deeper than anything. It's real life. There's no second guess. There's no second chance. No redo. I can't unplug and restart. I mean, this week I kind of feel like I've almost died twice in 1 week, and here I am today making you espressos.
I appreciate it.
You saw me dancing in there. I was trying to make
danced.
you guys laugh.
He danced. He was great.
I was doing a dance out there, a river dance. I was doing the famous river dance.
You did a great
Copperhead
job.
Road. I was trying to make them both laugh, and they didn't do it.
I smiled.
I was making espresso and dancing. And yesterday I was dead. I wrote down some things that I want to talk about. I was just going to let the girls talk mainly. My big deal is I choose to live. Everybody wants to be mad at somebody, but nobody wants to do anything about it. Every time I post something online, all my comments are 99%, probably higher than that, but in order for my theory to work, I have to say 99% of the people that I'm friends with say you do whatever you have to do, whatever it takes, Nolan, you do it. It's your life, you do it. But
You're not hurting anybody.
But you're not hurting anybody. You do whatever, Nolan. It doesn't matter. We got your back. We got your back. Well, we're gonna find out now, because I got everybody's back. We got a right. We have a right to live. We have a right. Her son has a right to live peacefully. For 9 years, he's had a seizure every day. Every day, and that could be moderated down. I have seizures like once every 2 years. I've had 3 seizures in the last 2 months. That's the most I've had in a long time, but I can't imagine having one every day. And this little kid is 9 years old, and he can't make choices that adults would make at that point either. And we have to make good choices for him. My big deal today is all I'm going to say. I had a lady who commented on my original video. She lives in Springfield now, but she commented that she used to go to Bolivar, Missouri, and buy a CBD oil at a CBD shop there, at a smoke shop. It was a legal CBD oil in the state of Missouri, 0.03% THC. Apparently, the city of Bolivar ran that little business out of business, she says. I don't know anything about it, but here's her comment. And this is from a 70-year-old great-grandmother. And at first I didn't know where she lived. I put she lives in America. But she lives in Bolivar, Missouri, Springfield, Missouri. She wrote a message today that says, I'm disgusted with what's going on in our country. It feels like we live in a police state, but the whole country is this way. And then she told me about the business that is shut down. I wanted to give shout outs to Heidi and Kyle, and I at first was just going to give them a shout out, and then I called her and I was going to ask her for some info, and I was like, won't you just come out and do it with us? And at first she was going to bring Zayden, and that would have been so cool.
Next one,
he's
They're
coming.
gonna come
I'm
to
going
my
to come to
house.
their house.
Yeah.
We're going to go to their house and see how they live. They get to see how I live in a man cave inside a man cave inside a man cave. That's what everybody says. Do you have a motorcycle in your front room?
I don't own a motorcycle.
She does not have a motorcycle
No.
in her living room.
My husband would be very
I
jealous.
do have a motorcycle in my living room. I have a Papa Shot. I have 2 turtles. I have a fireplace. I have a big screen TV. I have a metal detector. And that's about all you basically need in a real living room. A couch that's comfortable. And this is a very
It's super comfortable.
My friend Dougie D got me this couch a long, long time ago. He said, "You'll love that. You'll love that couch. Take it." I'm like, "All right." It's the most comfortable couch, man. You can sleep like for days on this couch.
Hey, I'm going to jump to something serious. I don't know if you know this. A representative introduced a bill, the Capitol, to appeal Amendment 2.
To get rid of it?
To get rid of it.
The whole legalization of it?
Yes. So definitely do your research. Call your representatives. Tell them you support Amendment 2. You do not want medical cannabis to change. You want it here in Missouri. That is how you can help us right now.
Oh, well, I have trouble because I swear to God I have chemo moosh brain. It feels like your brain is like somebody shakes it. And when it's weird. I mean, and I've had a lot of people say it's chemo moosh, but I'll start talking and I forget what I'm talking about. But what I was saying about that, Leo,
Leo's moving the
once on
phone.
camera.
There you go.
But what I was saying about that 99%, well, so that 1% of people that didn't say, hey, do whatever you want, do anything you want, is that the same 1% that's running our country? I mean, that we're letting that 1% tell us, no, you can't do whatever you want at the end of life. I mean, why can't any rule according that has to do with the end of life? There shouldn't be a law or a rule according to the end of life, I don't think. But if they want to have a bylaw of your end of life rights, it should be ran by a group of maybe 10 people or so from across the nation that are in a terminal illness, and it should change every year. I mean, if Donald Trump gave me the right when he signed in his right that said I have the right to try as a terminal ill patient, I can try whatever I want. Well, you know what that means? I go to the doctor and I said that, and he said, you know what? That's a big piece of waste of paper because the big pharma, they're not going to give you a free pill because they're still liable for it. They're not going to do anything until FDA gives a little bit of approval.
You have the right to try everything FDA approved.
You have everything to try FDA approved.
Representative Pogue,
Yes.
P-O-G-U-E, everybody should call his office and tell him to stop.
Representative
Jeff Pogue is the one that's throwing in this. I didn't even know about it.
Yes,
I'll have to look into it, but
appeal the medical cannabis vote. But don't just call him, call your representatives.
But now you
so
got,
they
once again, where was I?
vote against him.
Sorry.
The 1% run of the country. End of life care.
Oh.
10 people.
There
right
you
to
go.
try.
There you go. Hey, I need her around all the time. You can come out anytime. But it should just be people that are on my side of the road. I mean, and you can't sit there and say, hey, I understand. You don't. Even she doesn't understand. I mean, she does.
We're in different ventures with the same battle, but it's totally
They got a
different.
different battle in here.
Yeah.
I mean, I look, everything that I do in my life right now, I look at it, I'm doing it for the last time. No, do you know what that means? And what that means to me is, I was at the hospital, and I was set for the best night's sleep last night. I had gotten all comfortable. I'd made my bed go. I'd gotten just in the right spot. Catalina wine mixer. Man, I'm going to go to sleep. And then this all happened. And I thought, how? This was the one night I was going to get a good night's sleep because you know why? Because I was in a place that if I closed my eyes and I went to sleep and I died while I'm asleep, they can maybe bring me back to life. That's how I look at going to sleep every night. This might be my last night I close my eyes. I don't know. It might be, it might not. But that's how I have to look at life right now. I'm not going to let it be, but, you know, things happen. Everybody says, things happen.
You embrace the possibility and
things
enjoy
do
each
happen.
day.
But things happen also, you got to go for it for things to happen. Everybody that succeeded in life, they went for something. They didn't just let things happen. I mean, things do happen, but you got to pursue it, and that's what I feel like I'm doing. I got a lot of friends just here in Morgan County and Versailles going through this same thing, same hassles, same thing. I mean, this little town, to be such a little town, there are so many people that are young with cancer. It's got to be something in the water or something.
I just talked about that yesterday.
The one thing that everybody shares, we all went to the same school and drank the same out of that same fountain, water fountains, and just around town. in general.
I
Because
know
I
I'm-
always thought, well, no, I lived out in the country. Well, we all went to the same school.
But even if it's out the country or in town, we're all drilling in the same ground.
That's true.
You know what
I mean, I know that you know, the Roundup and all the stuff that soaks down in has caused major problems. But you know, there was nothing they didn't know about it back then. But every Roundup and everybody should be held responsible for this outcomes now. But the last thing that I wanted to say, just all the messages and everything that I've gotten today, how great it was, and just around the world, every genre. I mean, it's just crazy. But one of my favorite ones is some Mennonite friends that live here in Morgan County. They're Mennonites, which probably are the smartest people in the world. Smartest people in the world. They've got it figured out. They live without our frills that we have to have. They work hard and just live life and live their day and have their day and live for the next day. That was Dom. Hi, Dom. I'll call you. I promise I'll call you in just a little bit. What time is it? 9. It's only 9 o'clock. I'll call you in a little bit. But they sent me a message today that they were disgusted by this, and they said it perfectly in that it's bad enough that legally it's bad, but morally unjust. And time to stop it. Now that's coming from Mennonites. I mean, the big deal was always, oh, it's such a big marijuana. They're hippies. It's not hippies.
We're past that.
We're past that.
Way past it.
This isn't smoking a big old, hey.
Smoke a joint in a circle and all hold hands.
We don't even have to smoke it. You take it in a capsule. Nobody even has to smoke it, has to do anything. The only thing that we can use right now is CBD oil with a little bit of THC.
With this much. Hemp. It's classified as
I'm
a
going
hemp.
on vacation next week to Cali, and I'm going to try something else. Isn't it legal there? Can I try it there?
It's all full recreational.
Can I try it there?
You can use anything you want in California. I've got great friends there. I'll send you to
Okay.
meet some.
When I die and I come back as the king of the world in my second
You're gonna
life,
change some
king
shit?
of this world, I'm going to say it is legal for you to, if you can grow it in your house, and whether it's a tomato or a marijuana plant, you're welcome to use that. You can't sell it to anybody. You can't give it to your friends on the marijuana part, but if you want to grow it and use it for your own medicinal purpose, there you go. But you can't do it medicinally. We want a professional person to make it medicinally. And it's illegal for everybody, but you got to just do it yourself. Right? And I'm going to hire a mean mother like one of my best friends, Johnny, I won't say the last name, his mom is who I want to take over the world and just come in and slam her hand down and say, now stop it. Everybody just listen.
Great.
We're going to go back to the Constitution the way it was, and we're just going to start over. Everybody shake hands. We're friends. We're all in one big family. Now get along and sit down, and we're going to eat dinner together.
Yes. Pass the potatoes and let's be friends.
That's
Okay.
it.
I like it.
All right, I'm out. Come on, Andrew. You're back in.
Alright,
Thank you. That's all the things I had wrote down. I'll remember something.
I just kind of have one last thing that last week
I
that
didn't
just
get to shave. I always drink right-handed.
that like just I don't know was heavy on my heart was the fact that like your pharmaceutical companies, your insurance company, they've always got someone in their pocket,
Oh, for sure.
you know, and they give the right to say what medications you get to take,
Yes.
what medications they give available,
And how much it costs.
and how much it costs. And I just want to say to those people, I even want to say to the people sitting up there at the, in the White House and making all these laws and that, come live in our shoes for 1 week.
Yep.
I challenge anybody that's sharing this, get it to them. 1 week to live in our life. They can't bring anything with them, and they have to live our life every day. They have to figure out how to go to the doctor, how to get the medicine, what choices they need to make for you and I to survive and the loved ones we have. That's all I ask. And then go
They
back.
can't.
They can't. But they need to go, and then they could go back and say, holy cow. And that's what they need to do. I dare them to come 1 week. Come 1 week and live and see what we go through. And I don't think a single one of them will take that challenge.
Did you get
No.
Officer Painter a shout?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
She did.
I did.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's really kind of where I'm at. I don't know if we have anything else. Anybody else have anything to say? That was my last little soapbox.
But I mean, I agree with that. I think that the whole war on medical cannabis, and cannabis in general, a huge part of that relates back to pharmaceutical companies. Before Zayden was able to start CBD oil, he was on 8 medications at adult doses. That was outrageous. Just thousands and thousands of dollars a month that our insurance paid. When Zayden would have a seizure, we were allowed to give him 60 milligrams of Valium. 60.
That's a lot.
5's an adult dose. And then the ambulance, we have wonderful, wonderful ambulance crews here. We're very blessed.
Yeah.
But our ambulance crew would have to meet another ambulance to get all the Valium before, just to take him to Jeff City. So they could push another 40 milligrams by IV through his port before we would get to the hospital where they would load him. Well, the 60 milligrams that we would give him at our home cost our insurance company $750. Now imagine that every 3 days. We made the Valium company tons of money.
Yeah, you did.
Tons. Well, now that Zayden's on CBD oil, we've used 60 milligrams in the last years.
Right.
So we've cost them that much money. And I'm not saying the Valium company is directly related, but that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Is that cannabis allows us to stop so many other medications, and we cost companies money. The fentanyl company just donated $16 million to fight the legalization of cannabis.
Right.
Why?
Yeah,
Because they're gonna lose money.
You know, though, you say that, and I gotta, because that brings up a whole nother thing. If people do their research on it, cannabis has taken down the opiate addiction by the thousands.
Yes.
By the thousands. That's crazy to me. Also, your big pharma cannot claim a whole plant. They can only claim a compound.
Yeah. So isn't it ironic though that cannabis is Scheduled 1
Right.
until the FDA wants to create a synthetic CBD and a synthetic THC,
Right.
and then they use the Farm Bill
Yeah.
to declassify it down.
Right.
So Epidiolex and things like that, which insurance pays for. So insurance will not cover. So even with Amendment 2 here, we're very blessed. Zayden has state Medicaid. I'm very grateful. But his state Medicaid will never pay for his cannabis oil that once it's available in Missouri, past what we can get in St. Louis. However, it'll pay for Epidiolex. Why? Why will it pay for the synthetic but not
Right.
the homegrown?
Been on this planet longer
God
than
put it
anybody
here.
alive.
Yeah,
Yes.
God put it here. In the Bible, it speaks of Jesus rubbing oils on someone's head for headaches, things like that. Right there.
Right. I mean, it has receptors that respond to our receptors. I mean, everybody needs to do their research and realize. I mean, my favorite book, and I even asked you today,
Yeah.
tonight when you got here, if you had it, and I'm throwing this out to everybody. It's called CBD: A Patient's Guide. It is. When he got sick, that became my Bible.
I'm gonna have to read it.
You get it on Amazon, and I mean this. Somebody else told me to get it, and I have it on my phone. I have it on my iPad. I have the hardback. I mean, this thing has become my Bible because it's so informative, and you can read any chapter you want. You don't have to read it front to back, but it is informative, and it gives you a glossary and tells you what. If there's a word you don't know, go look it up in the back, and it explains
Tells you what it is.
Yes, and I mean, it's so informative, and I think everybody should read it.
Cool.
You know,
I
yeah.
will. I will. That's your homework. You have
Yeah.
to read Amber's book.
That's right. That's
We got
right.
homework now?
Yes,
Yes.
that's homework
I
now.
never did homework.
Yes.
I never was good
Yeah.
at homework.
But
I thought of one more thing I wanted to say.
Yeah.
hey,
My
this
big
is
deal.
your show, man. We're just
Well,
participants.
this was the big deal to me. Whenever this all happened and people started messaging us and talking about it, they wanted to know where this happened, what town this happened in. At first, I'm like, don't say nothing, because I said they weren't that bad. Well, you know what? Then I thought about it. And I'm like, well, maybe they weren't. Maybe they were bad. I had a friend of mine that's in the law enforcement. He sent me a message and said something about it, and I said he said sorry that happened, whatever. And I said, well, maybe it's good because you get to see law enforcement from the bad guy's frame of mind, I guess, or from my eyes. I don't know if I'm the bad guy at that time for
It's
being in my hospital bed asleep. I mean, I thought, but here's my thing though. As I was sitting there doing all this, as the cop came in and woke me from my slumber, and accusing me of something that was not correct and wanting to look through my things, I thought, what are my rights? I don't know. Does anybody know? I mean, everybody posts stuff on Facebook that, oh, do this when it happens. Well, what are my true rights? Did I have to show open the bag? Do I not open the bag? I didn't. I did later to one cop, but I mean, what are my rights? Did I have to show him my bag? There wasn't anything in it. That was the funny part. Ba-ding, bong. Nolan set it all up. It worked out perfect. I said I did because I wanted to see how it would be handled, and that's how it was handled. I didn't have anything in there. I walked everybody out of the room except the one cop that I was kind of nice, Mr. Painter. I let him look in my bag. He said he saw no bud. He looked at all my prescription medications that were in there. I laid them out on the bed. He walked out of the room. He said, I don't see any bud. I had no bud with me. I had no devil's lettuce whatsoever.
It's
Oh,
not
I had
devil's-
CBD oil.
As Jen would say, it's not devil's lettuce.
No, it's God's gift.
God's gift.
It's God's gift.
But I was always brought up devil's lettuce.
That's back. Yeah.
But
I
that's
think
what I
it's
want. That was my thing. So it was the Bolivar Police Department. It was the Bolivar Hospital. What are my rights? I don't know.
I think it's a thin
Tell
line.
us what our right. What are my rights if I get pulled over in my car when I leave? Do I have to show my driver's license? Do I have to roll my window down? What rights do I have?
In the state of Missouri, you
What
have
are
to
my rights?
identify yourself, or they have the right to detain you. So I highly recommend if you get pulled over, rolling down your window, showing your ID.
But
Your
you
car
do-
is private. You do
Right.
not have to allow a search without a warrant.
That's correct.
But you have to identify yourself.
You don't have to really.
I don't have to roll my
No,
window down.
I just
either.
recommend
Yeah.
don't pick the fight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
do I have to show my driver's license?
You have to identify yourself.
If I just say what my name is?
They most likely want your name and social.
Okay. But
But-
do I have to show my driver's license?
The law is you have to identify yourself.
But if I just
So-
you just said I could say my name and
Well, some people don't drive with their license with them.
So they get it.
That you can get a ticket.
Yeah. Right.
for no
But
license.
I will
For
say,
no license, for not
I'm-
displaying it, for not showing it, or for not having it.
Having it with you.
So you could just say I don't have my license with me.
I'm
Then you
a
wouldn't have a fight
huge-
about not showing it. You could just say I don't have my license with me.
I'm a huge supporter of law enforcement.
Me
I'm
too.
grateful for everything that they do, and there's so many absolutely phenomenal police officers. I'm blessed to call a lot of them my friends. That doesn't mean there's not bad seeds in the bunch.
Right.
100% there
and
is.
you saw that on my video.
Yeah, 100% there is. There's some that are completely against cannabis in every way, and they go out of their way to fight it and shun it and talk bad about it. The bottom line, sadly, is it's their job.
I know.
They're forced to respond to the call, just like they're forced to respond if it's domestic violence. I wish it was more of a discretion. I wish the cops can say, and maybe they're allowed to. Maybe they're allowed to look at you and be like, "This is silly.
Right.
Do you?"
Right.
And you know what? I think some cops would.
Right.
I think they make a judgment every
I-
day on what tickets they
yeah.
want to write and what tickets they
I
don't.
I do
agree.
If
think
she's cute, if she's not.
Right.
If he's a dick, if he's not.
it's not. Yeah. Look,
And I think that goes with how they handle themselves.
that's it. If you're
That's the
kind,
big thing. Right.
yes.
Like Painter kind of showed a little more restraint and didn't get as loud as the
The
other,
other
one who wanted
jerk.
to argue, as same as our security officer who wanted a fight, who wanted to call the cops, who wanted all of this
I
to
don't.
be.
Why didn't the security guard immediately go to your position instead of contacting the police? In my mind, chain of command in a hospital, and maybe I'm wrong,
But isn't that in anything you have a chain of
you
command?
have a chain of command. You
Yeah.
don't just get to show your ass and look like you're the tough guy.
Right, right. And that's how it was. He walked in and you could tell he was geared up and ready to go. He wanted to say, I smell marijuana. No, you don't.
You don't smell cannabis if it's a capsule,
Yeah.
first of all.
Yeah,
But it's not.
and
It
that
would
was-
have had to been a big, like a big bag of marijuana.
Yeah.
I assume that's what he said he smells. I
Well, didn't
don't
the
know.
police? One of the other cops said he smelled it when he entered the room as well.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we had nothing.
But they were coerced
coinciding
together. But I do. Listen, I don't think I think so many cops are wonderful. I think that was a terrible situation, and they should not have done that.
Right,
I'm glad they responded to the call because I hope the police officer responds to every call.
Right.
I do hope that. I think the security guard was a jerk, and I hope the hospital addresses that situation
yes.
completely.
Yes.
That was an embarrassment. A cancer patient, any patient should not be treated that way.
And I do want to say this, if you guys watch this video, which is important to me. I mean, last night everything happened. I didn't watch it. I didn't even know that what was going on Facebook until I got up about 9:30 this morning. My phone was
Blowing up. Yeah.
And finally, when I got home, I watched it. And at one point, when the doctor says, this is huge for me, I think, the doctor says, do you have probable cause? And
Or right to search.
And he kind of looked at her, turned off his body cam, and waited for a response before he turned it back on.
And didn't the security guard in that moment, if I have my placement correctly, the security guard in that moment said it's a private facility.
Yes.
We have the right to search. And I don't know if that's true.
Well, I found out today because someone close to me, she had kind of studied law, and I can't remember what it is, but there was something that happened in another state, and Missouri adapted it too. Even though it's private property, it's a Missouri statute, I guess. Even though it's private property and a person's on it, they do not have the right to search that person or his property.
Yeah, because I mean, your vehicle would be parked on their lot.
Right.
They wouldn't have the right to go inside of your
Because
vehicle. That's your private.
That's my property.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't remember. I wish that Kayla, everything happened so fast, but that is a statute. Even though you're on private property, they cannot search your private personal.
I'm gonna definitely have to research that
Yeah.
some more. I know that like ADA guidelines, if it's a private facility but it's used for public, they have to follow public laws, things like that. But I don't know.
We also had somebody that messaged us from California, but he mentioned that there's also right to die. He said it's sad that it's called this, but
the deathbed.
Deathbed rights or something.
Law, yeah.
Deathbed laws. He said it's a shame that it's called that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, the guy commented today and said, so we're gonna have to research that too. He said it's sad that it's called this, but there are deathbed laws or deathbed rules.
You should have the right to do. Yeah, I don't know where it stands with the right to.
Well, at
to
this
search.
point, I'm on my deathbed every day, so.
But how is it right that, okay, we have that, but let's think back where we said insurance companies, really and honestly, I feel like sometimes they have that right because they're going to say, we're not covering that.
Yeah.
And that could be the one thing that saves my life. But yet when I want to make that choice to say, I want to try this,
You don't
I
have the
don't
right.
have the right.
You don't have the right.
right.
But an insurance company who has no doctors, who
Right.
who goes against what your doctor says, we fight
Yeah.
that all the time as Aiden. Our doctor will say, this is what needs to happen, this is what he needs, and insurance will be like, we don't think so.
Right. And they're not doctors. They have
They have no idea. No idea.
Right.
Aiden is supposed to sleep with a CPAP
Yeah.
every night. But because he doesn't sleep for a solid 4 hours, insurance won't cover it.
But yet they'll pay for your value.
They'll pay for Valium. I can drug him,
Right.
but I can't help him sleep.
Right. Crazy.
Yeah. It's backwards.
It is
Our
backwards.
system is backwards in a lot of ways. I think we're slowly making changes. We've got a long way to go. People like us and all of you are gonna have to step up and fight.
Right.
That's the only way it changes.
And that's a reason it's called Nolan's Tribe of Warriors Against Cancer. It's not just Nolan's. I mean, we are a tribe. We are warriors. It is time for the warriors to stand up and
Fight.
make a voice, scream and holler and say, listen, we have a voice. And again,
Post your stories on our page. Send us your stories.
yes,
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure. That's a
we've
great
got,
idea.
yeah, we've got some, already a few people that have put stories of their loved ones or friends. Tell us your stories.
We got a good friend in Vegas, the Garson.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Garson, I got to give a shout out to the Garson. Hey Garson, I wore this just for you. I'm the dude. I'm the dude tonight. The dude, man. I'm the dude. Don't break my toilet.
That's funny. I have high hopes, as long as Jeff Pogue doesn't get his way at the Capitol, for the medical cannabis this year. My dad has leukemia, and he's in remission for prostate cancer, remission for skin cancer. Now he has leukemia, and he's almost 80, and he has absolutely no interest in chemo or anything like that. Hates opiates, won't use them. Never in his life has he ever used any form of cannabis, but he said he would be much more willing to use an oil or something like that than he ever would be for chemo. And so I'm excited to get to the point where, with the amendment to it now, it was written that I can be a caretaker for him and grow plants for him and process him process his medicine and
You
hopefully
will be
help
able
him.
to?
I will, yeah.
You can have up to
6 flowering and 6 non-flowering plants.
caregiver up
But
to
3.
3.
For 3 people,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could grow for 3 people.
Yes.
Yes.
So I can have 18 flowering and 18 non-flowering plants, as long as I'm approved. I know
Right.
we're not
When
there
does
yet.
that-
Don't jump
when
the
does that
gun.
start?
Right.
When do you get to plant them?
They're still working on all the licensing, and
They haven't
When do they
even,
think?
well, the
What's the date?
applications
They
for,
didn't put a date on it?
the applications were supposed to start being accepted in July.
right. But, and let's talk about this real quick, because I
This
know
is
this is
application,
even
so when does that mean people will plant a plant?
After you're approved.
right after you're approved.
But there's a difference between being a patient and being a cultivation patient. So
Right.
being a regular patient is $25. You have to have your doctor recommendation. With one doctor's recommendation, you can have 4 ounces a month. If you have 2 doctors, you can have more. If you're going to be a cultivation patient, it's $250. And that's just for yourself. And then if you're going to be a caretaker, that's another,
Right, and then the regulations that they've got.
which we're still waiting
that.
on.
Yeah. But then that goes back to, let's talk about the process of getting in to open a dispensary, which
Yeah.
I know that is something,
It's a huge dream.
yes,
We're gonna make it happen.
right.
We're gonna have Zayden's journey.
But
And-
to open a dispensary or to be a grower
Yeah.
for dispensaries,
Mhm.
it is
Homemade ice cream.
He
Homemade
made
ice cream.
us
Oh, wow.
homemade ice cream.
$10,000
Can I ask one thing?
for just
Just-
yeah.
Will you discuss why can't you go over to Colorado? You got this little card from Missouri. Why can't you go to Colorado and get some good
Ooh,
good
you cross
stuff?
those state lines, you're a felon.
Why?
Because the federal government classifies cannabis as
Right.
illegal.
Because there's a
But
difference
you have a
in
medical card in Missouri.
Only for Missouri
Missouri.
CBD. The minute you cross state lines at all, even if it's to a legal state, like Oklahoma borders us, they're a medical state. We cannot transport across the state lines.
Could you go over? Could you take a camper over there and camp out in Colorado?
Well, you can't. Colorado's fully legal. So you can drive to Colorado and,
But you would get the full medical. I mean, you would get a medical.
well, you don't have to have
A
medical in
medic-
Colorado.
But don't they have a medical dispensary where they have a better cultivated stuff for certain diseases?
They have medical, but you have to have a permanent. You have to have an address. A
That's
Colorado
what I'm saying.
address.
Could
Yeah.
I drive my trailer over, my camper over
Yeah,
there,
you could set up an address and
And
be a
you-
patient there.
and live in Colorado and Missouri and be a Colorado patient?
The minute you cross back through state lines, you're
I
a
just couldn't
felon.
take it with
You
me.
can't bring it
Right.
with you.
I could go over there, get healthy, come back over here
And
and go
die.
fishing
Yeah,
yeah.
and die.
yeah, that's what it is.
Right.
All right, thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. So okay,
Yeah.
where we were at.
Yeah,
So
The
to be-
licensing.
the licensing
Mhm.
is crazy to me.
it's
If you want to be a grower,
mhm.
$10,000 for just the application fee,
Yeah.
which is non-refundable.
It's non-refundable. So it's a $10,000 application fee for cultivation, a $6,000 for
For
extraction,
extraction,
and a $6,000
For
for
dispensary.
dispensary. None of which is refundable.
Right.
So the Department of Health and Senior Services, and they've had over 400 applicants, raised over $3 million, which is great for the state.
Right.
But where I'm torn by is we know the minimum that they can license, but we don't know the max.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm nervous to put in all this money and say, here's all my
But
information.
there are taxes on it too.
Yeah, so beyond that, if they say, great, you know what,
Yeah.
we love you, you can have it, then you've got to turn around and pay $25,000 for your cultivation piece of paper,
Right.
and another $12,000 for your extraction and dispensary.
Yeah.
So you're dropping, $60 grand
Yeah.
easy. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's dancing again.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But you're dropping $60,000 for 3 pieces of paper,
Yeah.
and that doesn't include your facilities, your security, your grow equipment, your extraction equipment, your bud tenders, everything that it takes. I mean, it's $2 million easily to get started.
Yeah. And then, you have to come up with all this stuff that the security, I mean, the things that's going to go into it.
But we don't even know what that means yet.
Right.
How much security? They haven't told us.
And how much is that going to cost
Yeah.
you on top of everything
Yeah,
just
no
for your
idea.
license?
Are we
And
going to
for-
be able to transport? We don't know yet.
We don't, yeah.
What is for home grow patients?
Mhm.
They say in the locked facilities or lock and key. What does that mean? Does that mean I have to grow my cannabis in a bank vault, or can I
Right.
grow it in a closet, or can I
Right.
grow it outside in a fenced-in yard?
Right.
We know nothing yet.
Nothing. Yeah. And they won't give us anything.
I will say, they're working hard.
Yep.
They've been traveling. The Department of Health and Senior Services has been going throughout the state, holding forums. And the biggest thing that I've seen in these forums is most people there are speaking 100% that this needs to be Missouri people.
Yes.
Not people coming in, not out-of-state businesses. Now, I will say, I have wonderful people that I've connected with that left Missouri a few years ago, and they're in Oregon or Colorado, and they're, you know, they went to pursue their dreams, because 5 years ago, Missouri didn't look
No.
at all
No.
like cannabis was going to happen. So they stepped away. I don't want them to be punished when they come back, because they haven't been Missouri residents for
Right.
so long, because they're extremely knowledgeable. And the people who are going to be the best cultivators are going to be your black market people,
Mhm.
or your people who have ventured out of state and who have
Right.
done it. Growing cannabis isn't easy.
No.
It's not easy.
No.
And yes, everybody can probably figure it out, but to grow high quality cannabis that's not all seedy, and you know when to pull it off your stock, and there's so many things that come with it that we're going to learn from these people coming back from out of state, or from your people who've been in the black market for decades. You know,
Right.
your old timers who've been growing out in the
Right.
out in the garage that the cops haven't found yet.
Your moonshiners.
Your moonshiners, that's your best people, yeah.
That's
But-
how I like to call it.
Yeah, but it's going to be so expensive to get into this, and I'm excited. We're so blessed with the people we're working with.
Mhm.
I know one of the guys that we're working with has a big meeting tomorrow about some greenhouses and stuff, and it's so exciting
Yes.
to know that this is all coming together. We've been fighting this fight for 5 years, and there's been so much negative, and for so long, I think I can kind of join in with both of you a little bit on this. Is I didn't know what my purpose would be, or what my son's purpose would be, because I know his life isn't going to be long, but I wanted him to make a difference. I wanted him to change the world one little bit as he could, and this is it for me. This is what how my son's going to change the state, how he's going to change the world.
When something like this is put in front of you, and you want to be mad, and you want to be upset, and you've talked about that too, and you know that's how we felt. Man, we just cried, and we were like, "Oh my goodness!" And we got in that
Why
fight
us?
mode. Yeah, and then you get in this fight mode, and then all of a sudden you're like, "There's a greater purpose to this
Yeah.
than just this."
We're going to save lives.
Why were we chosen to be the one? Because maybe we are that strong voice that can say,
I'm gonna give my
This-
granddaughter a choice. Our
Right.
granddaughter a choice.
"Yes, we are going to be that voice." God looked at us and said,
We can make a difference.
"You can make a difference."
That's
God put an opportunity in front of us and said, like I said last week, the last 2 weeks, you know, like last week we got bad news, and everything just kind of went back down all of a sudden real quick, and then it was like, wait a minute.
I got to do this.
Right, we are going to have a moment, we're going to reset, and then we're going to say, and I looked and I said, we have a purpose, and we're going to take advantage of that purpose, and we're going to use that purpose. We are not going to give up. We are going to fight, and you're going to scream it, and you're going to say, I am not giving up. Did I not tell you that in the car? You're not going to give up.
Nope.
You're going to fight.
We're going to push.
Yes.
We've cried, died, and drove more this week
Oh
than
my,
ever in our
that is
life.
so true.
I get it.
Like,
Cried, died, and drove.
yes, but I would do it a million times
Yeah.
over.
We would.
A million
That
times
wouldn't
over.
change it.
The big thing I thought today while I was running the vacuum, I came home and ran the vacuum and did the dishes.
It felt good. It was good to see him feel
But-
good. And
Right? I was going to say, that's awesome.
But
Yeah.
you know what? People are, I mean, big people are making, they're choosing what they want to do. We have a lady congressman from Minnesota who chose, I mean, they elected her, and then she doesn't want to put her hand on the Bible for the swear-in. See, she chooses not to. Well, she's still a congresswoman. She didn't follow that rule. You're not a congressman. You do it or you don't. You're not an American.
Mhm.
And the fact that they've decided to, I mean, how did this even happen, the abortion thing? And not, I mean, how did it go up to 9 months? I mean,
If you kill a baby turtle, kill a baby bald eagle.
yeah, and
you get
so
fined.
Oh my gosh,
a guy actually sued the government, and he got a ruling, I think, that he can not pay his, because he decided he didn't want to pay taxes because he's funding abortions. He's funding those late-term abortions with his tax money, and they said, okay, well, you don't have to pay it. Well, so I'm deciding I don't want to play by the rule of non-legal medical
Yeah.
marijuana.
You don't want to play the chemo rule all the
I
time.
don't want to play the chemo rule.
Yeah.
I want to die my way and with dignity.
And
I've been here
comfortable.
52 years. I am a legal immigrant here on one side or
One
another.
side.
One side here, one side immigrant. And it just, I mean, everybody's so worried about all this stupid stuff. you know. And this is real life. This.
You know, I'll say, I think you guys are going to make a huge change in our little community for sure. I know you will across bigger regions, but here, this community, I absolutely love living here. I think this is a phenomenal place.
Me too. I chose.
I love it. These people here come together so much. We come out to push through to help each other.
Yes.
We're the poorest county in the entire state, and we will come together and fundraise, and it's phenomenal.
It is a benefit.
I loved it. I loved watching that on live.
Blown away.
Yeah.
Like, I came from a neighboring community, and I was like, you know, they were supportive and watching them, but they're bigger, a little bigger than us.
Yeah.
And then I come here, and I've been here with Nolan. I mean, like, my whole world's changed of everything, and given up a lot and started a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
Changed.
A big, huge, drastic change. Whew.
Yeah. You see people here in the beginning, they were, oh gosh, cannabis.
Yes.
That's bad.
Yes.
I mean, but it was a lot of old thinking in our community.
Go here.
We're a very much a Bible Belt
Over here.
community here.
Over here.
And I love that.
Yes.
But everyone was very against
Over here.
cannabis. And then when we started pushing for Aiden, it came to, you know what, maybe CBD's okay.
Right.
CBD's okay. And we're going to allow these kids to have the oil. That's a great idea. This will help. And then there's stories like you that come into it as well. And it's like, wait a minute. There's more. There's more sides of this. And you guys are opening up eyes here. And I absolutely love it. Watching your Facebook group, the things our community are saying, people I didn't know were supportive.
Right. Isn't that the thing?
Love it.
Do you know the only other drug I ever did besides marijuana, and I've only done marijuana in a medical way? I've never done it recreation. Do you know what the only drug I ever did besides that?
What?
Alcohol. And guess what?
What?
It's legal.
I know. It shouldn't be, but it is.
And that's the only other. That's the only other
Compared
drug.
to cannabis.
That's the only drug. The only other drug I've ever done
Well, I'll get a little personal.
is alcohol. And look at all the trouble that got me in, and all the money that cost me.
I'm a recovered addict. I've been clean for 12 years, and I did far more than alcohol and cannabis. Started using drugs when I was 13, and just
As
was
a self-medication?
Well, I didn't have a good home life, and I moved out, lived on the streets.
So it was
and
self-medication?
Yeah, just it was fun.
Yeah.
Did a lot of terrible drugs. And the big battle I faced when I first started this is people would say, well, cannabis is a gateway. That's what you're going to, marijuana's gateway. Yeah. Well, I can promise you, the only thing gateway about cannabis is the drug dealer. Mm-hmm. If you can only walk into a dispensary and buy cannabis, I'm okay. I became highly addicted to PCP at 14 years old from cannabis that was laced.
And in my head, as you're saying this, I'm listening to you, though, too, thinking in my head, if you like this, try this.
Try this. That was it. It was, for them, it was, oh, here, we'll give her this. And then it was, oh my gosh, this is great. Mm-hmm. This is great. This is what I want.
And if it was me, and if it was for me, and I had been given the choice to use marijuana instead of doing Ritalin and Adderall and all that stuff for ADHD, if I'd have been given the option to use marijuana, what I know of it now, in an educated way, if I was given it by a medical person,
that would have been
my life. I wouldn't have been an alcoholic. I wouldn't.
That would have been the choice.
That would have been my choice. Now I see it.
Yeah.
Now I see it.
And we've even found alcohol
now I see
induces seizures the next day.
It does for myself as well. If I drink, then my epilepsy's triggered.
Yeah.
Mine
so
too.
I can't.
Mine too.
Look at us, epilepsy friends. Just kidding, it's terrible. Don't actually enjoy it. We gotta find the positive. But
that is true. And you see, there's a positive. There's a positive in every negative.
Yes.
I live.
Live
by. Well, I know you do too.
Yeah. We call my husband and I call my seizures and my son's seizures the Harlem Shakes.
Oh, there you go.
Just to, that's just what we have to do.
You
just
have
be.
To find things to make you laugh or make that you're not going to cry about it.
That's okay. I have to find the positive.
I remember a friend saying, "Why are you not crying?" It was the first time they had heard about it. Well, I had my moment. I had my moment and cried.
We will cry. We're allowed to,
but I'm not going to do it in front of you.
No,
I'm not going to do it in front of him.
Nope.
And
you have to be strong.
Right. And she goes, "Why are you not crying?" I'm like, "Because I've already cried fight mode. But I'm also, if I start crying, they're gonna think it's bad.
It's bad. Yep.
It's bad.
And when us as the caretakers get emotional, the whole regime around us becomes emotional.
Right.
It's like if we stay okay, everybody else is okay.
Yes.
And it's that's a hard burden, but it's a blessing. Like I said, it's a blessing, but it is hard
I
to live that way.
over and over. I wasn't asked if I wanted this. You weren't asked if you wanted this. But it's a role we chose. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
will never take back.
Never
and
take
we
it back.
would keep that role. I couldn't see myself in any other position. I couldn't see saying, I'm not married to you. I can walk away from you.
Yeah.
That wasn't even an option or a thought in my
At
head.
this point, marriage is a piece of paper.
Exactly.
Like,
I think it's another government
It's
thing.
another government thing.
Because I can get more taxes off of y'all's married.
That's it. That's
I
it.
mean, it really is.
That's
That's how
what
I
it
look
is.
at it.
Yeah.
I don't need a piece of paper to say that man is my husband. I consider him my husband.
That's
in
your
every-
man. Yeah.
In front of God, that is, he knows, and that's all I need.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, I would not picture myself any other way. And I wrote a post. I don't know if you read it.
I read all of yours. So yes, I did see
Caregiver.
that. I read all of your stuff. So yeah.
And I kind of, yeah, because I just felt like, sometimes everybody's like, oh, Brianna, how you doing? Oh, you're such a strong woman. Oh, Amber.
You know,
Yes.
I can't stand to hear that.
It's hard.
It's so hard. I can't stand it. I can't stand when somebody comes to me like, oh, I just don't know how you do it.
Right.
What choice did I have?
Right.
To leave him?
Right.
Was that my choice? To leave him?
Never
Because
gonna
that's not me.
Right. And for some, I think then too, they don't know what to say, or they don't know the everyday what
What it is, yeah.
And my big was him saying sorry. I never want to hear. I've heard sorry so much lately.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like quit saying sorry, but at the same time, my big thing in that also was I'm not saying this for pity. I don't want pity. I don't handle pity well.
I don't either
But
at all. Because I'm strong, I'm tough, I'm independent. I can do this.
right.
That's
But don't be afraid to reach out and say, do you need an hour? I'll give you an hour.
Yep.
That would be
You want to go to
amazing.
lunch?
You want
Do
to go to
wanna-
lunch?
Don't
Yeah.
talk to me about anything.
Right,
Let's just go sit.
right.
And
That was the joy of Hawaii. Nobody knew I was sick.
Yeah.
No, yeah, don't
I went-
talk about it.
I went fishing with the captain, or with the guy, and he liked me, so I got to be his mate. I got to tie the boat up. I got to pull the anchor up. He didn't know I had it. I had this porch on, but nobody asked me
Nobody
one thing,
asked
how I
questions.
felt,
It was
how the
5 days.
chemo's going. Nobody asked me a thing. Nobody knew I was sick. They treated me the same way.
It was 5 days
I got
of
That doesn't mean we're not grateful for the questions.
Yes,
We appreciate
exactly,
the love.
exactly.
Right.
But
Right.
sometimes it's
A break.
just
Yeah.
overwhelming.
that we got to feel normal for
There's-
5 days.
Yes.
Well, we just feel extra loved here.
Right, yes.
That's it.
I mean, I couldn't imagine not having the love that we have in this
Yeah.
community.
Can you
Isn't it
imagine living in a city
fantastic?
and being this sick?
Yeah.
No.
Imagine that. Nobody knowing.
Nobody would care. Nobody
Yeah.
would care.
Nobody give a damn about
You
you.
don't even know your neighbor
Nope.
half the time.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey,
here.
one thing Ray mentioned that we should do is ask everybody to the original video
Yes.
or any parts of it to Twitter. Throw it at John Boehner. I don't know how to do Twitter, but John Boehner he's a Republican politician who doesn't work he's retired. He used to be anti-cannabis, and he had a buddy that got sick and had to have cannabis, and now he actually works for a weed company that's making medical
how the
cannabis.
tides have changed.
How the tides have changed. And John Boehner, I know him. I mean, he was a strict conservative, and he was anti. I mean, I'm a conservative in my beliefs, but this is not I don't think this is a political decision.
It shouldn't be political.
This should not be a political
No.
decision. It should be a personal decision.
Okay.
So if everybody will throw that on Twitter at John Boehner, any of these videos, that'd be awesome. I don't know how to do it, so you
Yes.
guys got to do it.
You guys share.
I'm on vacation.
Share this. Share the video from last night. It's on YouTube. If you do look up on YouTube Nolan Sousley, it will come up. Share it. We're probably going to get ready to end. We have been here for a while. We don't want to make them too long, but share, you guys. And please don't stop sharing.
Please.
I'm peeking to see if anybody asked any questions.
There's a lot of lives depending on it. I mean, other than us, the list just goes on and on.
Yeah.
I don't even have any idea how many people die every day in America.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people are terminally ill in America right now? How many people? do you
Probably.
think?
I was probably saying millions. I mean, there's,
Yeah.
I mean, and if we could all vote, do you
If
think
you
we
think
would
of-
vote for it?
right. You think about how many in just the cluster in just this community.
Terminal
Yeah,
lives
that
matter.
cluster and
Terminal
more.
lives matter.
Yes.
Terminal
Yeah.
lives matter.
I like that.
I like that too.
Terminal
It's a
lives
good-
matter.
Yes. All right, guys.
Terminal lives matter.
Oh, hey, no,
Oh.
he was not charged with anything.
Oh yeah, just really.
That was
we
the
will-
question that
okay.
No, I didn't have anything with me.
No.
Yeah.
The other officer that I asked everybody to leave, and I talked to the one officer and let him look in my bag. He did not see any bud. He let me go. I didn't have any. I just wanted to
No.
prove the point.
Right. All right, guys, we love you. Again, remember, share, share, share. I think we're going to do this more often, and we're
Yeah.
going to have Heidi come, and it's just
It was
going to
great.
be, yes.
They're gonna come to my house
when
and
are we
hang
gonna
out.
do that? Let's
Yeah,
plan
let's
it.
plan it
Let's
so
do it.
maybe.
When are we gonna do it?
Well, we're leaving
I'm not busy.
I'm not either. Let's
Yeah.
hang out.
as soon as we get back.
Dude, where are you going? Talk about that. Where are you going?
We gotta do it for that. We're leaving Tuesday. We're
Oh,
going
yeah.
to Coronado Island.
We're going to
San
Coronado
Diego.
Island. Yeah.
Have a blast.
We're going to be there for my birthday.
That's awesome.
And
Have a blast.
the marijuana's legal. I'm gonna try it.
Okay, good.
Um,
I'll introduce you to some people there.
Awesome.
I'm gonna try
What
it.
are you guys doing Sunday?
Nothing. We have no sports for us. My daughter will probably be away, but
Sunday. Sunday.
yeah.
Sunday would probably be a good
Good.
day.
You guys come over. We'll do lunch or something or dinner, whatever's
and,
easiest.
And then we can
I have
introduce
my friend Larry
everybody
here.
too. And I
My
want to
friend
make sure I
Larry's
say
gonna
his
be
name right.
Zayden.
Zayden.
Yes.
Zayden.
Yes.
I have a really good friend named Zaven. He's almost like a son, Zaven, but Zayden.
Yeah, Mr. Zayden.
Oh,
Zayden.
we've
I'm
already got
excited.
people saying terminal lives matter. Guys.
Terminal
Yes.
lives matter.
Hashtag. I was gonna
Terminal
say
lives
that.
Terminal lives matter.
I
Get
agree
it
with
out
that.
there.
Yes.
This mind's always thinking.
All right, you guys. Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime you guys want to come over for lunch or dinner, you pick.
My nephew painted that picture on the window behind us. He painted that on an old piece of board I had here at the house. That's
It's
me
really
holding
good.
my granddaughter, brand new granddaughter. He
What time
painted
do you
that on
wanna
a piece of
say
plywood.
Sunday.
I don't get up that early, so let's say like 2.
Yeah,
2?
sounds good.
All right, guys. Be on this page. 2 o'clock.
Around
on
2. Around 2.
Yeah,
we like
around
to
2.
say
We don't like to give an exact time because
No,
we
no,
have
I
all
don't know.
learned.
We don't know how we
Yep.
feel
Yeah.
that day. It's day.
For
It's
sure.
day to
Yes.
day. It's day to day.
And remember to call your representatives. Stop Jeff Pogue from
Yes.
Jeff
appealing
Pogue.
Amendment
How do you
2.
spell Pogue?
Pogue.
Is
what
it?
it was.
yes.
But call your own representatives as well. Make them step and fight against Jeff. They want to hear from their constituents. So make that happen. Don't let him win this. We worked hard for medical cannabis. Terminal lives matter.
Why is he against it?
I'm
Why?
sure a
I mean,
pharmaceutical
I was gonna
owns
say-
him.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say-
But what's he using as his excuse to be against
I don't know,
it?
actually. He just introduced it, I think, 2 days ago, so I haven't had time to research it. I'll be venturing to the Capitol to have a discussion
I was
with him.
gonna say. I was just
Will you ask
about
him
to
where
say
cancer
that.
goes
Yeah.
when it dies?
No.
I still don't know.
I want to say maybe the 3 of us together. I have found when one voice is strong,
We
but
go
when
protest? We go hold
You gotta
the
say
sign
4,
up?
because Zayden makes a big impression,
Well,
too.
We
yes.
go hold the sign up?
Yeah.
Is that
I
what
don't
you're
know,
talking
we'll just go knock
No,
on
we're
doors
just
in
gonna
the Capitol.
talk.
about?
The
Oh, okay.
4
Yeah.
of us. Like I was
We
saying,
got nothing to do.
one voice talks, it's
We're glad to
loud.
see
But
you.
when you put many voices together, I say the 4 of us go.
We've had awesome days at the Capitol like that.
Yeah.
And multiple families have come together, and right now they're trying to remove the caps from the agricultural hemp, so farmers can grow more than 2,000 acres. There's a lot of great bills at the Capitol right now that need support. So do
Yeah.
your research and
Right.
get out there, call, make it happen.
Change our world for our
Yes.
grandkids, for our kids.
We don't have a choice.
And who
Don't have a
knows, you
choice.
might be
Don't
seeing
have
a
a
live
choice.
of us at the Capitol
Yeah, we'll do
asking
that.
questions.
We'll do
I'm
that.
here to do that.
Yeah. I
Shout
don't
out,
mind it at all.
shout out to Trump.
Yes.
Please tweet. Please tweet me. Please
Right.
tweet me. Tweet me.
Hashtag Terminal Lives Matter. I've been seeing
Hashtag
you guys
Terminal
put
Lives
it
Matter.
on. Yes. Yes.
President Trump,
Yes.
where is my terminal rights?
Yes.
Please, please, please. You said I have the right to try. I'm terminally ill. I have the right to try. Please tell me. Give me my card. What do I get? Something. I gotta
Shouldn't
know
not even
how.
have to have a card. You should just be able to walk out back and pick your plant.
I know. How do I
Yeah.
do it?
But-
How do I do it? I don't know anything. I don't know my rights. I don't know anything.
You don't have any rights to cannabis right now.
No. But
None.
I got the fight.
Got
I
to
got
fight.
the right to fight.
We've got a fight in us.
To
so we're gonna
I
change
have a
party.
feeling that the 4 of us are not just only going to be at our state capitol, but at some point we're going to be at a bigger capitol, and that's what needs to be happening. This
Mhm.
you were brought to us even for a purpose. Now you're
Now you're stuck with me.
I will be
We'll
stuck
take
with
it.
you.
Yeah.
We're
There
on,
was a
we're on a
wonderful-
mission together.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. There was a wonderful display at the Capitol where all the at the White House, where the veterans went and dumped their empty prescription bottles onto the lawn just to say, listen, this is what you're forcing me to do.
Right.
Versus allowing me as a veteran. I fought for my country. I should be able to use cannabis. There's a lot of people making big waves right now. There's a great guy on my Facebook. I adore what he did. He took a giant bag and he filled it with Skittles, what are those little candies that are kind of soury?
I know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, why can't I think of them?
Which ones?
But the little circle candies that are kind of soury.
Sweet tarts?
Sweet tarts. Filled a bag of sweet tarts, and it represents how many pills he took in a year.
Oh, wow.
Filled it. Massive
many was
post
it?
on a bag. It was a giant bag. He's on my Facebook.
Just of sweet tarts that he took in 1 year.
And it represented how many pills he was forced to take instead of being allowed to use cannabis. There's so many of us who are fighting this fight, and if we can come together and really push, it needs to be pushed federally. And
that's all mine in there that they want me to take. I don't take them, but I've got them in case.
Yeah.
They want me to take, like, I've got, I think, 13 or 14 that they want me to take. Most of them are nausea, but I really haven't had any nausea. I have taken a few because I have had nausea, but not daily. And
I know
of course, they gave me oxys, told me to take
for
Oxy,
sure. Take these,
I
it'll
don't
help
take the Oxy.
Last week it was lorazepam.
Lorazepam.
One doctor gave him this high script of lorazepam, and he said, give him one every hour if you want to, if it keeps him calm. Almost like was telling us, make him comfortable for the last.
Here's your hospice.
And
He's
what
not
Gosh,
done.
yeah, we're not at hospice yet.
Yeah.
Like
I was going to tell this, and I'm not going to say what hospital he was at, but, he said, just give him whatever, and I was walking out, and I kind of remember this. I mean, he said, give him whatever he wants. And I said, whatever I want, because I was still on their bed. No, I said, what if I wanted cocaine? And he said, if you got cocaine, you better share with me. And I was like, really? I was like, I've never tried it. Never even done it. But
don't do it.
But that's the mindset.
I haven't,
I know, but that's okay. You can.
The one cool doctor, and then he wanted me to do all this other stuff.
Yeah, it's like we're not getting.
He wanted me to do lorazepam every hour on the hour.
That's
crazy.
50 milligrams.
But I think we do need to, and we've been for a while, and
Yeah.
I don't want to keep everybody. But I want to say, because we're Aiden, we're putting him in this group with us, and we have a cancer patient, we have an epilepsy patient, you know, and 2 caregivers of both of those, you know, and so now we've got this voice, and we've got others on here that's going to be part of that voice.
Green nurses are behind you.
Yeah, I adore so many. I have so many great people that love and follow Aiden. I appreciate all of you. Definitely reach out, love and follow Nolan. He's fantastic. You won't regret it.
Jenny Hamrick, Terminal Lives Matter.
Yes.
Whatever state you're in, call your capital. I know right now Kansas is working on clearing Lola's Law. It's fantastic for medical cannabis options there. Almost every state that doesn't have it currently is working on it. Reach out. Make a difference wherever you are. You don't have to be here with us. You can change your whole area. Just reach out. Use your voice. Come together. You can do it.
We just got to stand. We just got to take it back. I mean, we got to stand up.
Yeah. And
This should not be a fight.
No.
This should not be a fight.
And we're going to start here, and then we're working ourselves up to the bigger, because we're not done here.
This should not be a fight.
Yeah.
Push.
I should be
Push
laying
hard.
on this couch watching my stepbrothers again, so I can see the finality, and just laying here comfortable. That's all I want. But
With
I'm
your
gonna
THC
fight.
capsule
That's
and
more.
your
This is more fun
munchies.
fighting.
Right.
So I'm gonna fight.
Yep.
It's more fun.
Yes. So please join. Fight. You can make a difference.
Terminal Lives
One
Matter.
voice can change it.
Yes. All right.
I gotta say hi Dominic, hi Emmy, hi Kens, hi Tyler, hi Logan.
Hi Kyle,
everybody.
Maddie, and Zayden.
Hi all my family, hi all you guys on my tribe. I love you guys. Let's do this. Let's make a change. Let's do it. Let's stand up and make a change. We all say it. Let's do it.
And tell us about it.
Tell
When
us
you call
about
it, when
it.
you call your capital, call wherever you are. If you're
Post
go
it
there,
on
if
the
you go
page.
visit, post it, share it with us.
Take a picture of them.
For
Post
sure.
it on the page.
Let us know
Put
who
a
you
video
talk
of
to.
them denying it, saying, "Oh yeah, I'd support it."
Right. I agree.
Show us.
It's our choice. I mean, I should have a choice. Everybody, we're all going to die at some point. I just happen to know mine's going to be quicker, and so I mean, I should have a choice.
Yep.
It should be that easy. All
We
right.
got this, guys.
Yep.
I'd a lot rather be out working and doing something, but I can't.
That's all right.
Love you guys. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much for sharing.
We'll see you Sunday.
Bye, guys.
So much.
Sunday.
Love you guys. Sunday, 2 o'clock, somewhere around there.
Somewhere around
Yes.
2.
Peace out.
Bye.
Love you guys.